Hello, my name is Micaiah, and welcome back to another episode of Dragpn. We're on day 2519. We're still on level 17 of the Hesitant Heart, and we are doing pretty well. Here, let me pause the game. Anyways, we picked up our first star adventure a couple episodes back, and now we're just sort of cruising along. Yeah, so we're kind of, yeah. I think this is a duelist is why it's like a significant. Anyway, so we are trying to get that adventure up to the highest level, so we're just going to start turning on. I think we're good for everything. We have tons of these potions. Yeah, we just picked up a ton. Auto-consuming, and we're auto-advancing, so here we go. I'm actually quite shocked that we're actually getting through this. Well, maybe not as much, but we were having trouble at level 12, and now we're sort of Geoda coming out right away with that star power. I'm assuming that's what's doing it for us. She also does some damage, but yeah. Um, she has a reflect. She heals the tank, and it does something significant. So, and then hopefully the tank is gonna get some taunts off that will force him her to heal him. Anyway, so we are going through. We're focusing on practice points mostly right now because we want to get everybody to 85. Is our kind of our end of the season goal, I guess. And then we think we can. I think at that point we can just easily trounce the rest of the the current content, beat the game. The thugs I think are we getting through most of them, but we're dying on the last boss here. So and then I think we're not. We are progressing through here, which seems kind of strange, but we're not getting through the high-end content. So obviously we need to get up through here to get through some high-end content, but. Anyway, so that's pretty much the number one goal is to get practice points, and we think this is the best way to do it because you get about 200 and I think we're about to 220 plus 220k practice points a beat here. Maybe we'll try to pause it after we beat the game, and yeah, woo. We're getting pretty significant residents as well. Oh no, Tom, don't die. Okay, this is our first death. Oh boy. Is this our first wipeout? Come on, heal. Heal the tank! Yeah, that potion right there just heals everybody to full. It's pretty nice. Anyways, even if we die a little bit, we probably should maybe, obviously, if this is going to be, we're at the upper limit where we need to be. Which would be nice to get to. Oh yeah, we're in trouble. Yeah. I sneeze and I'm gonna miss it. Sorry about that. Just kind of, we're getting down. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. Let me turn off auto adventure. Oh yeah, we're just barely gonna get through this. There we go. Just barely. Yeah. Oh, actually, we're getting 124. So that's pretty significant. Oh, and you are getting 10. Oh. That. Oh, it seems so weird. Oh, I don't. Who's alive? Anyways. That was not a good sign, but yeah. Yeah, we're up to 32. So now we're just buying these things. So getting 9 or 10 a pop is pretty insane. We can now get up to 79, it looks like. Yeah. We are not. Yeah. Anyway, so let's just get back out there into the adventure land. And we could maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure what kind of risk we should take here. Not really a risk, but. Let's go to the buried temple. This is part of the heresy quest line. Maybe we'll just get slaughtered on this, but I just kind of want to see in the interim how we are doing. We can definitely get through some of these. It's hard pressed to sort of see the value out of them. It's like getting those Ash of Hope is like, getting 9 of them even, which we could easily get 8 or 9 of them. We could easily do that, which is, 200,000 plus. So I have to recalculate how much we're getting practice points wise, but that one 130 or 124 or whatever is probably what we'll get here maybe, but getting that 9 Ash of Hopes converts, because it's every 25 is a million points. You take the million divided by how many you're getting, and that's how many it's like, a certain amount, and that's like much more significant than this. The demon fragments, it's sort of, it's just not, it's just too hard of a resource, I think, to get to me any significant difference. We could maybe do some of these easier ones and sort of farm some demon fragments. Like if this is one of those easier ones. But then it feels like we'll just be, have so many of the this type of resource. And then too, you look at how many this is like, and then too, it's like this should almost give you 3 or 400,000 practice points because it's twice as long. So they just doesn't seem to be how they sort of determine how much practice points you get, and it's just to me it's time investment value. You can. That's like World of Warcraft. I used to do the same thing. It's like, honor points are honor points are just basically a gold conversion, and everything was in WoW is converted. Now with the especially with the ability to buy time with gold, it's like you can just convert everything you do into gold, and it's like the more significant gold you make, the more significant time investment you're going to make into the game. And it's actually one of the problems. I could almost play WoW for free now, and it's like a lot of people probably do, and this probably doesn't help their bottom line. But then they do a lot of microtransactions, which I'm not. I have bought quite a few. I have bought some friend packages and stuff. Anyway, so it seems like we're getting through most of this, but we could be wiped out on the end boss here, and that would be horrible. Yeah, that's just like I think you should be able to get practice points for everybody you kill as well. Wound, knockout, in prison. So he's like, Mom, we're killing this person. Mom, and she's like, why are you killing people? They're demons. I don't care who they are. No killing. Sorry. It's actually gaming and it's pretty significant. It's becoming. It's so hard to sort of determine that interesting case in Korea where there were people that were consciously objecting for military service, and then the military, the country, South Korea, was like, okay, well, we see that's a human right to object to killing someone in war. But then they were like, well, if that's true, why do you play violent video games? And there was like, yeah. So 124 is just horrible. And then, yeah. And then, well, the other thing too is like this quest doesn't give you any. And we get Seal the Buried Temple, which we only have 2, so that's good. This is something, but yeah, 36 demon fragments is like wow. What can I make with 36 demon fragments? Let me go look at this. I can make one. Oh, I actually can make a 10 piece, 20 pieces of armor. 36. I should probably do something with the demon fragments. Where were we talking on the life on hit? Let's do, I don't know, 15 of these, and then I don't know, sort by strength, poison, lightning, stun, ice, taunt. Oh hey, let's do a taunt one. I don't think it would be it's yeah. Wait, are you level 10? Yellow River, huh? Okay, well. Oh my god, people, we're actually making items. It's a first. Yeah, there's nothing really crazy. We need like insane numbers now. It's like that's one of the things when we capped this out at 30, it became like a hard cap to like, oh man, can't do anything. Okay, well, we could, let's see, oh, hey, we're down to a page. We could go maybe to, I don't know, maybe we should do another one of these. Seems like such a significant waste. Okay, so yeah, so we got the buried temple. Yep, that's awesome. So we need the wooden forest. We tried the Imperial Mausoleum. Let us go to the. No, we tried the Hellish Pass. Let's go to the Mist Forest, I guess, maybe. See if we can get through this one. It's just, it's 124,000. It's just a pitiful amount of practice points at this point. And, the crafting is so pitiful. You look at our gear, look at the gear we're crafting in terms of, this item. It's a 2600 strength item, right, with an 8% taunt on hit. And we're trying to get it for, so that would be for our paladin, right? But you look at his item, and it's like it's a 2300 strength item. It's like, compared to what they're actually crafting. Let's see, taunt on hit. Is there a... Yeah, versus the taunt on hit. Yeah, and look at the... Oh, no. Are these... No, we're crafting Yellow Rivers. I don't know how to find these things, but it's like probably not even... Oh, here's one. Yeah, look at the difference in that stat. I mean, it's hard to tell with the things, but it only comes out to a 6.5, a 1800 strength item, and it's like we have a 2300. And sure, it's not legendary, but yeah, it's just like you would take so many crafts, to do that, and it's like it's just not good in terms of like gear, which I always find frustrating because I think crafting gear is the coolest thing ever, and this is pretty awesome where you can do these batch crafts and sort of upgrade it, but it's just too significant cost. But one of the things they're sort of thinking about long term is these scrolls is why these are somewhat valuable, because now we have the buried temple here. We can make 14 more of these, so if we get the Hellish Path, the Mausoleum, and the Wooden Forest, then we can make a ton of these. But it's all coming down to this infusion powder, which we are not getting hardly any at this point. We've gotten one in the last 3 episodes, but I think we can actually do, let's see, decompose by level, everything that's level 9? Oh yeah, 2 demon fragments. I think we can do gems as well. Well, there we go, 20 infusions, so it's maybe not great, but everything's gemmed out, so it's not really that horrible. Was that a victory? Apparently it was not a victory. No! Oh, sorry, my mic's off. Okay, well that's another, because we would have gotten the quest if that was the case, but it was not. Yeah, so, and then we are sort of hitting a, yeah, okay, there's the fail. We are hitting this sort of point here, so we could maybe do, let's do 18-ish. Yeah, let's just do 18. I kind of, it's, I need to do something that's not too hard, that, yeah, so we just blaze right through it, because the more times you can get through this, the faster. Even though I'm getting one or two ashes less, I'm getting through it faster, and that's like, to me, and I'm not changing significant changes in the gear, in the gems, and the items. Anyway, so I think we're going to spend the rest of this episode doing this, so it's sort of it's definitely one of those things, like, I need to sort of AFK this for a while and sort of build up to this, to a massive point, but, do I want to come back? It's been 1,000 days, and, we have 5 million, 50 million practice points to spend, which would be fun, I suppose, but, okay, not really. Imagine, well, I could just, easily boost up someone to 85 and be like, yay! But I mean, this game still is really fun, even just doing this and checking it out. And I mean, I kind of wish there's a little bit more things in terms of DPS and more numbers and more stuff to look at, and gear stuff, and but that's it's all part of my game I've been sort of slowly working on, and I'm not quite sure. I haven't really decided. I know there's mostly what I'm working on is the RPG items sort of aspect of the game, but it's not. It's meant to be more like a roguelike and not an AFK. Yeah, uh, but but yeah. So we'll have to see. I think the competition for this game, in my mind, is when Soda Dungeon 2 has just hit their talked about their Alpha 3 or whatever, and they talked about some pretty cool stuff. But we'll have to see how that goes. I think this game has some pretty significant um, coolness factor over Soda Dungeon. Uh, it seems like a much larger game, but Soda Dungeon sort of is interesting in the fact that it's like it's like you're spending your points on your classes, like you're increasing your Soda Junkie. I think is one of maybe the first class in the Soda Dungeon 2. So it's like you're increasing his critical hit to 300% or whatever. And in this game, I like the idea of practice points not being like, oh, these five are spending all their practice points. It's like I like the idea of building up practice points as a resource to spend. But I do feel somewhat sucks when you have to lose 30% of that paid tax and every time you upgrade. But it's sort of still an interesting concept, do an experience. And I should be looking at the DPS charts. It just covers too much of the screen as well, but yeah, it's not. We used to do 30 million, now we're down to 7 million. It's like, woo! I think it's just their resistances are much higher, and we're not powering through their damage as much. So hopefully, when we get, hopefully, and we have a lot of debuffs as well. They don't seem to have the massive hits like they what's like the heresies. That's one of the reasons of the heresies are so hard. Is like the mausoleum one. I think is like reduces your crit by 100%. So it's like, Tom's like, I'm only doing 1 million damage, and they're like, ha ha, and you're like, oh man, like all my characters, even my healer has every single character has a 100% crit. So it's like, I think Tank's not. Uh oh, Cat's like, what are you doing? What are you yipping about? Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty awesome. It definitely feels less like Minecraft is like, oh man, can't take a break for a second in that game. Well, Minecraft's not an AFK game. Yeah. Anyways, let's poke around town. It seems kind of yeah. We talked about yeah. We could auto buy the legendaries, but they don't do anything for us, so it's just kind of a semi waste of money. 170 is pretty significant, but it's not really anything. I guess we could maybe. Is it worth it to get 6 more points? Oh man, look at it. He loves us. I could maybe trash a bunch of gear. We have locked the gear that we. Let me short buy. Yes. So yeah, we didn't really get any. Is there a yellow? Is there? No, look at that. This is the highest one we got. Was this that one we crafted? And we're sorting my taunt on hit, so I'm not sure I can't combine these heavy weights. Anyway, so let me sort by strength, and then yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's another. Let me lock this guy. Let me lock 3,600. Nah, it doesn't seem. Just sort of, just so I don't have to worry about. I think we're good here. Yeah, none of these are significant. Is that it? Oh yeah. Yeah, we talked about this, but it needs to be Twilight. Plus, Twilight, huh? Wow. It's like an excellent excellent thing for a tank. Look at that, 1,000 more vitality, but is there a blessing of time? What is this? It's a level. Can we craft some of that armor? Oh, maybe that's actually what we did craft. Oh, no. No, come on. Where's the blessing of twilight? Yeah! Survive vitality. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you. Yeah, let me craft, I don't know, 40 of these. You go, kid! I don't know. What else can we do? Can we sort by I don't know. Can we sort by intelligence? What about strength? Yeah, so this maybe. Oh, no, let me do. What are we talking? Intelligence. Yeah, we could make some spellbinders. Now. Still don't understand why I can't make. Yeah, look at that. Excellent. Hmm. Oh, hey, look at that. They're 25 million. 30 million. I think that's. Wow, we are just not. not into. Oh, maybe this is where I need to be. There we go. Sort by vitality. Yeah, now we're talking. Yes, I'm not. I'm not disputing the fact that. I'm not disputing the fact that these gear would be amazing. I'm just saying that it's hard to craft them. Yeah, so I think I'll lock that. Are you crafting a bunch more of these? Cause oh no, you're good. Getting some more necromancer gear might not be horrible. It's just you have to craft so many, and we already just burned so much stuff, and I probably should have saved it for tier 12, but as such, 377 production, but we just can't spare the numbers. We could drop one of these, but I was thinking maybe just drop this guy. Oh, I should pause it. Pause. Because that will give me, you know, I don't know, couple percent higher. Yeah. It's just getting him into higher gear. Seems significant to me. Yeah, we're doing 9 a pop, huh? Yeah, we could almost drop, but we could drop one of those 173s for this one, but then we'd be out, some significant numbers. Yeah, we need to. Yes, we're just gonna have to wait for. Yeah, look at our projection. We could go 2,000, but. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna chill on the gear now. We got one item. Why can't I put these in here? Place in furnace. Place in furnace. Place in furnace. Place in furnace. I'm not sure why it doesn't batch. These are perfect examples of 3 heavyweights that should be able to easily be placed in the furnace, but it doesn't seem to want to. There we go. Oh, and you're sort of another example of, hey, what are you not doing? And then you, and you, and you, and Could be different types of things. It's not money. We could enchant this maybe. Um, yes, we could enchant this. So select property. I don't know. Turn recovery. What did that do? Possible properties. So just make this crap. Now, oh no, no. I don't know what I did. Well, now he has some crit resistances. Yeah, I could maybe craft some more of those. What do we got here? What do we got here? 127 by, production by 252. Okay, so if I do this, I can actually take a 50% hit here for a 100 and, well, for a 90% gain. Like this. This one's like, I can't get rid of that 70. It's the only one I have that's 17%. I mean, we have a boost in our dungeon right now, but wow. And then that's, oh, are you on a boat? Shoot, you're on a boat. Oh, there we go. Another 300 and we'll have that maxed. I don't know what to do at that point. Maybe just drop production and drop to 500 productions. I think that's never going to happen. Anyways, at the end of this episode, I think we'll do maybe one more dungeon. Where are we at? Oh yeah, no, we're good. Yes, we can buy another one of these right now. 2 point. Oh, goodness gracious. It's like you think, oh hey, we're good. Oh my goodness, we need another 200,000, even to 600,000. It looks like. No. Anyways, at the end of this video, I'm not sure, probably one more. Looks like one more dungeon here. We'll turn off the auto adventure and then we'll upgrade our character. See if he has 160 to start. You know. I could play more with that enchanting and sort of thing. I guess I should maybe like on that duelist item. I was thinking maybe I should mess with the duelist item and just think about that right now. So over here, so we could enchant this item. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, so these are all the possible properties we could get, like you get more strength or something like that. Oh, and it's actually costing us demon fragment as well. So if we enchant this, so we select a property, and then, what is this? Oh man. Oh, so I think we just added that, added another 1,000 strength to this thing, and a lightning damage enhancement. It's too bad it's not a duelist as a lightning damage. Oh boy, oh boy, why are we dying? Let me turn off on adventure. I think we finished that dungeon. That's kind of our. Well, we could survive. Maybe we're just dropping down pretty low and everybody's going to heal up and everything's going to be okay. So anyway, so I just want to, I got to end the video at some point here, and I want to go through and adjust some gear. So maybe we'll, and you know how that rabbit hole goes. Oh, I'm just going to change one item. Oh, look, 3 hours later, hey, I've upgraded everybody. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, I think if we get through this, we'll get a auto. Oh no, we're back on top. Yeah, so we get pretty low. What? What is that, Joda? What's wrong with you? 3.9 million damage. I might have undersold the Star Adventures ability to be amazing. I thought that could have significantly happened because it's like when you gotta, she has. Okay, so how did that happen? How did she hit 4 million damage? Well, if you look at Joda, she has a 100% chance to crit. So she could crit an ability that has a 700% crit damage. And then on top of that, it's like, so she heals for a prayer, which is like 230% of her current output. What's her current output? Oh, she dead. Okay, so her current output is 10,000. So she has a heal that heals for 300% of her, or 230. So it's 10 times 2.3, or what is it, 230? Yeah, anyways, it's like 250,000 heal, or is it 25,000? No, it's 10k times 2.5 because 230% or whatever. So it's like 20. Don't do math on YouTube, kids. Anyways, 25k. Then that's 25k times a crit, which is times 700. I'm assuming. So that's like, so it's times 700. So it's, I don't know. Should we? I think we're fine. 25. Yeah. So it's okay. So it's 10,000 times 2.5, which is like how much, or 2.3, which is 23,000, then times 7, 7, which is her, and then that's times 2,500, which is almost, so I mean, I'm not sure what the last number, what's the last number here? It's a, it's 250, 250,000 times whatever this, her star power is, right? Yeah, so it's times 250. So it's like, it just gets, I'm assuming that's where that 4 million, where that number, 4 million now comes from. Anyway, so that's to get 5, to get 4 more of those people would just be, whew. But it's going to take a lot of work. Well, a lot of time. It's really what it's at this point is just a lot of time. No, she can't heal the main tank because the main tank is dead. We're gathered before this little bird, Karen bird, to mourn the death of Talinator. Ooh. Oh yeah, we just hired another legendary missionary. You punk. 126. It's not even a good legendary missionary. Anyway, so it's the end of the episode. We're going to now swap out the gear with Talinator because he realized his, yeah. Let me swap this, yeah. Oh, no, and we need to extract the gems. Why is there only 3 gems? Anybody else find this? Oh, yeah, there's only 3 gems on this one. Okay, and then these are the clear hearts. I think it's because of the damage reduction is why we're going for that. But we were looking at a slight change. Okay, so sort by type. Yeah, we could... okay, so what do we got? Taunt on hit? Yeah, I think we're just taunt on hits. Because the more taunt on hit he has, plus the vitality and the all resistances, like this one is obviously going to go back in. Oh, and we need to throw a gem socket. Oh, here, let me extract the gem again. I want to Confirm. Wait, what? Are you saying? Oh! Oh, okay, so that's the difference. Yeah, that's 1,000, extra resistances, heal effectiveness, turn recovery. Look at all those resistances. Yeah, that's insane. I kind of want to. I kind of want to be like, what's your ability to go look at that? I think he was at 140 million or something. Anyway, so these are. We need two more of these gems. We could maybe do something different, but yeah, and I think we're just gonna obviously just go back to the same gems because like this one's resistances and then 8%. I think we just said, hey, I think that's what we have over here, right? Oh no, we didn't. Interesting. Though I guess I could see why I wouldn't do that because 37 versus a 3%, yeah, almost 3 or 5% taunt. It says taunt on hit right now. Should be like right. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I think I will do that. The 8%, and then yeah, now he gets his 4-set bonus, which is yeah, it's the I don't like the effect resistance rating. Immune to taunt. But yeah, like the damage reduction is awesome, but there is a like somewhere in here like all elemental resistances by 40%. That might be. Is that what I? No, I don't have that. Yeah, that might be significant. And then you have. Yeah, and then having the dodge, 10% dodge plus the never lose 30%. We could also go for this one I thought about, like having 50% more vitality is like, 5,000 more vitality. Here, let me do a quick adventure. Um, no, not the 10. Just go to. Here, let me go to 10. I just want to see something real quick. Yeah, 277. Just a wee bit of more resistances there. Yeah, Talynators like, yeah, Joda was like, thought she was climbing up on me, but no, I'm going to get 200. I think that it's, well, this number could actually hit in the billions because this could hit 50 million, so this could hit billion. It's easily to see. Although it's sort of capping out. Well, no, it's probably not going to cap out any significant. Anyway, so I think we're just going to wipe out the rest of this dungeon and then call it a day. So hopefully. Probably shouldn't have done another dungeon, but I could abandon the run, I suppose, but who cares? Oh, hey, we can actually have another. Yeah, we could actually drop this dude, 166. And we want. Let's see, pause for a quick sec. Oh boy, I like this guy, but. Guess it really doesn't matter. Actually, I do like this guy a little bit better, just to spread out the points. It's like, yeah. Oh, hey, we're actually going to get another million practice points. Guess we'll spend the next episode. Thought about doing like level 10 or something, but yeah. What is his yeah, look at his like resistance factors, like a 74% versus 61 versus it's like 10% higher in resistances. Yeah, like never doing more than 35% of your damage is insane. I mean, I don't know if that would ever affect him because he has like, it would be what 30 million or 30k damage. Maybe that actually would. Or do we see? Yeah, he's like resist, 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 resist. Okay, dude, that's a little unfair. Jota may not now want to heal you if you don't take any damage. No, speaking of, wait, no, who? Tom, my buddy, don't die. It's interesting too. So it's like the episode 12 and 13 had like zero views, and I think it was partly because people it just came out within the last couple days, so people take a few days to catch up. But episode 13 for some reason had 13 views. It's our was 7 or 13 or something. Might 7 or something. Anyways, it's just a significant jump. But I was wondering if like the patch notes, talking about the patch notes, sort of encouraged people to watch it, and they were interested in sort of the take on the patch notes um, and I love talking about patch notes because it's like it's one of my, um, you know, it's something really cool. I tend to talk about them way too long, like my Dead in Vinland, which is interesting. I have no Dead in Vinland content, but the Dead in Vinland got almost 75 views, but I think it's not just that it's not the game people are interested in. Like it's like I mean, maybe they're interested in the games themselves, but they're interested more in the discussion about the patch notes. Like when you watch a movie, for me, it's like you want to go out and say, hey, what was this movie like, and did you enjoy it? And that's sort of the content I think people are looking for. Anyways, I'm just looking at this guy here who has a 89 plus a 179, but I don't think there's anything that we have that's, yeah. Basically need more things like just more things to increase. If we saw a 500% practice point thing, or 300 or 500, we might go for it and drop this, and then and then we could drop something else as well on top of that. Drop one of these lower ones, but and then get we need to get more of these people right here, but they're sort of the rares. Anyways, that's a long enough video for now. So thanks for checking out Dragpn. My name is Micaiah. We didn't pick anybody in belts in Infinite, no. And then what about rings and stuff? It's one of the difficult things about getting auto buy and stuff. You don't notice when you pick up auto buy. No, we about 5 originally. Anyways, we'll hopefully do something with those next time. So thanks for checking out Dragpn. We'll continue on. Oh, and well, we'll buy that next time of another million. So we are up to 1.9, 2 or 2.8, which is like just barely one more level. So we'll get her up to 25 eventually. Especially now we're cruising along. Or 85, I should say. Get Joe to 85, and we'll have our first max character, which is pretty awesome. Then she can pick up her final talent point, which there's quite a crazy ones there to choose from. And we can actually respec her too, and decide if we want to go for a more damage heal or heal damage. Anyways, you take care.